So I'm not gonna lie, it is this. I don't think this is going to affect the CBA negotiations because I don't know how much power Napheesa Collier has in CBA negotiations, but she's completely delusional. Like, she is completely delusional. Like, I don't know how else to say this, if there's a way of saying this in a better way, but she's completely delusional. She's talking about the CBA and she says this statement: being on this side with Unrivaled, I know what it takes to run a sustainable business. So if they can't find a model that makes that happen, they need to put people in place who can. That is the craziest statement I've ever seen. Unrivaled. I'm not joking when I say this. Unrivaled has what? 5% of the running cost? 5%? Of the WNBA, if even 5% of the operating costs. Like, that is literally like me saying, I run a successful media business that has been profitable for over a decade, which is a fact. Therefore, I should be able to, if X TV network is failing, I mean, I know, from my side, I can run a successful media business. So therefore, scale it 150x and then it's going to be the same thing. No, it's not. Like, you don't take into account the fact that there is one Unrivaled team. There's going to be 18 WNBA teams in the next couple of years. So, instead of one facility that they need, you need 18. So, times 18. Instead of, you can just bulk buy accommodation for the players, which you can't do, obviously, which you can do, but it's going to cost more. You're in Miami. There are 800 people there, and I'm not joking when I say this. If you guys don't know, you can look at buy tickets for game one. Paige Bueckers' first game, by the way, for all 4 days. If you go to buy tickets and you're watching Paige Bueckers' first game, it is, for courtside, it's going to cost you $300 for courtside, which is like the get-in price of a big WNBA game. For one row off courtside, it's $165. And there are plenty of seats available. There's actually not that many. There's only about 8 or 9. And this entire section is available for... There's a VIP section? For $350. Okay, it's a VIP section. So your entire VIP sections, nobody has bought any tickets in any of your VIP sections. They have sold 0 tickets. And again, you have 800 seats. This isn't nearly as bad, by the way, as game one. Game one was literally like, you had free tickets everywhere. So what's this courtside seat? $386. So it is, to sit front row courtside, is about $300. Which is not ideal, but again, you're struggling to sell out games when there's 800 people. There's 800 people and you're struggling to sell out games. Like, they got a TV deal because TNT lost the NBA and they panicked. That is literally it. Like, absolutely. I mean this. Absolutely. Unrivaled is great. It is absolutely great that Unrivaled's there. Players don't want to go overseas. It keeps them in America. They want to play in it. Is the league gimmick ball? Yes, but you know what? For the players, it's a good thing. But like, you literally have actual people, not people directly involved in the league, like actual like WNBA pundits and stuff talking about it. And I've heard the phrase being like, "Oh, don't get too worried about what you see in terms of the output. Just look for the processes. This is a development league." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it is literally a charity. It almost seems like it's a charity. Like, it doesn't seem like there's any intention for this to grow, for this to last more than 5 years. Because I'm sorry, it is gimmick ball. Anyone in their right mind would tell you that this 3v3 basketball is gimmick ball. It is absolutely gimmick ball. And the fact they doubled and tripled down on it, it's not going to last. This is not going to last more than 5 years. And is the goal to go and partner with the WNBA, which sounds like it is, and run this almost like an off-season basketball league. I mean it. Like, it could actually be, like, that could be the goal, is to get bought out by the WNBA. And that could happen. But, like, if there's no WNBA, there's no Unrivaled. Like, people are already tuning out of Unrivaled. There was 1,000 people watching the first game yesterday. Yes, it went up to 2,500 people outside of the United States. So every other country in the world, and people in the United States that were not with a VPN, you had 2,000 people watching Paige Bueckers' first game. And they only drop, by the way. They drop every single game. It is a league that is not sustainable. It has lasted 18 months and it is running on investor money. The WNBA ran for 30 years in investor money and they're fucked right now because of it. Like, the players own a certain amount of equity, the first 30. What about the other 30? What about the other players that are coming in? If Unrivaled lasts long term, then there's not going to be money to pay out all the other players because all the equity has gotten to all these outside investors. And are they going to give up some of their equity? Like, it is, Unrivaled's whole system is there. It probably is there to put some pressure on the WNBA. And it's something for players that want to stay in America. Absolutely. It's great. I actually really like that Unrivaled is a thing. But it is complete delusion to say that because you've seen how they've ran Unrivaled, that you know how you could run the WNBA. That's, again, it's like me saying, I'm just trying to think of, is there any failing TV networks? I can't off the top of my head. It's like me saying, I have ran 5 successful YouTube channels and, like, over the past decade. So therefore I can run a failing TV. Therefore the failing TV network needs to do what I do. No, it's completely different. The overheads are different. The operating costs are different. The marketing costs are different. Everything's different. Everything in this scenario is different. Just because it is the same orange basketball doesn't mean there's any similarities. Even the sport is different. I'm sorry, like, it is a world where the GOAT is Chelsea Gray. I know Chelsea Gray, again, really good player. But I mean it when I say this. Chelsea Gray, literally the GOAT. Literally the GOAT of Unrivaled. I don't think there's ever going to be a situation where Chelsea Gray is not the GOAT of Unrivaled. So anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with this? Do you guys disagree with this? Am I just clutching at straws, or is she completely delusional? I genuinely think she's completely delusional. I don't know if it's trying to put pressure on the W and say, we don't need you, but you fucking do. Like, this is year 2, and I kid you not, I can guarantee you viewership is down. You have lost. You not only failed to get Caitlin Clark or AJ Wilson, and a year ago, AJ Wilson was saying, was hyping up Unrivaled and saying, eventually I will play, just not this year. Not one word from AJ Wilson. Not one word from Caitlin Clark about Unrivaled this year. Not one word from her about it. Whereas last year, she didn't rule it out until they kept trying to use her for marketing. Nobody knew anything about Unrivaled until about 10 days ago. And let's also not forget that you lost the 2 biggest names in Unrivaled. Yes, you gained Paige Bueckers. You lost Breanna and Angel Reese. Angel Reese hasn't mentioned Unrivaled since, October? When it was announced that she wasn't playing? They literally stalled. Unrivaled literally stalled their announcing of players, saying we're still trying to negotiate with 2 players. And it was Angel and Sabrina. They did the same shit with Caitlin Clark when they put the wildcard players in the hope that Caitlin Clark would come in. They literally left spots open in the hope that Caitlin Clark would join. Just like they left spots open for Angel and Sabrina trying to renegotiate, and they couldn't. Which means they can't afford them. If we're being completely real, they cannot afford them. Or they didn't want them to sign deals where they can do their outside stuff, which pays them more than Unrivaled anyway. Like, they couldn't afford Sophie Cunningham last year. They definitely, that's one of the things. They literally couldn't afford Sophie Cunningham. Like, they're not paying that much. Like, yes, they're paying more. They're paying on average more than the current WNBA salary. Even Satu said it. Satu literally said that last season she got paid more than Unrivaled. They're paying players. They paid Satu under 200. She got paid 220k. They paid Satu under 220k or 215k. They paid her less than that. And Satu was one of the biggest stars. There are probably players making low 6 figures, which again, is probably more than they're making overseas. But like, to say that it's even comparable, like, one WNBA team, let's just say if the salary cap ends up going to 12 million, which is what the players wanted, which isn't, which it's not going to go to that. But let's just say, or maybe it will go to that, but it'll be a flat rate. It'll be a guaranteed X amount of money. But let's just say if the salary cap is 12 million, one team's salary is probably more than everyone in Unrivaled is getting paid. Like, we also have to take that into account. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.